Well, we just set off. Mist is back down.
Every bit as nice as it was last night when we called it.
Behind these glasses, all misty and glassy and thing. And we're heading up there. There's a mountain up there, or a hill, whatever. Start of the day. It's up there somewhere.
Climbing Pennine. So you will have to take my word for it, because yeah, we're once again in soup country. Look at that, actual landscape, sort of emerging from the mist.
I think this is my third picture.
Actual Scousers emerging from the mist.
I think that's a toilet with you, so there's tissue on it or something.
I've stuck the wind mufflers down with a load of tape. Maybe you can actually hear me now.
There's Heidi making a coffee. She's trying to jacket off. Got the bottom half of the tent going. Hopefully that should dry off. My jacket's nearly dry. Yeah, we were expecting to go to the cafe. The cafe and tourist information is being closed. If anyone's interested, don't plan to come down here for breakfast. That's what we planned. This is beautiful though. So we're going to do some oats, have a coffee, and then the Crown doesn't open till 2, and you can't sit and eat on their benches. They have a sign. And this man is going to have a coffee, and he's happy. The tent's going to be dry, jacket's going to be dry, I'm going to be dry, and we're going to go into the mountains and get wet.
Climbing out of Horton in Ribblesdale after our breakfast break, and look what's over there.
That's why we went over this morning, but you couldn't see it because there's a fog, mist and low cloud and wind.
That's what Pennine looks like.
Yeah.
When it's not covered in clouds. Yeah, the weather's improved radically.
Yeah.
So
Now it's too warm.
yeah, already complaining that it's too warm. You cannot please an Englishman.
No. Or a German woman.
Or a German woman that's lived here too long, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful black caterpillars eating nettles. We're liking them. Whatever they turn into is good by us.
As long as they don't bite you when they're grown up.
By then we'll be long gone.
Yeah.
Maybe. What a beautiful little stream. Look at that. I'm standing on a wall to look at it, obviously, you know, because short people, but what a nice corner. Oops, she falls over. Brian's run away. He doesn't want to see me fall off a wall. He certainly doesn't want to do anything about me falling off a wall.
I get camera out and film you.
Except for that, yeah.
Here's the girl. Looks like we're going to have coffee and lunch here. Beautiful little bridge. Very picturesque here. But yeah, we're going to have lunch here, look for somewhere to sit down. Not on the bridge, bridge too high. Walls. Oh, swingy leg places. That all looks like a springy leg place. That's quite beautiful, eh?
the Ribblesdale Viaduct. See if I can get zoomed in so you can actually see it. Ooh, in the mist. Quite long, isn't it? Sadly, it looks like our brief enjoyment of good weather is over. Our friend, the low-hanging fog, is after us again, which probably means the Smurfs are coming out in a minute, and we shall be miserable for the rest of the day. Hooray! We think we might be looking down on Hawes, which would mean that we have literally flown through these fells by our standards. However,
a styling cow there in that path.
Yeah,
We're home.
This cow makes us think we might have taken the wrong turn somewhere. Maybe we're in Scotland instead. Look at the little fish.
You know, it's very picturesque. Trying to work out how to get out. I think Heidi's got us lost.
Well, that's been a bit of a turn out for the books. Those who have followed us on our coast-to-coast adventure might recognise the place we're in. This is Kelt, Rookin's Farm camping again. After heroically marching into Hawes, completing an 18-mile day, I think, for us record times, we found that Hawes has no campsites anymore that are open for tent campers if they've all turned to caravans. And tonight has no accommodation whatsoever.
Yeah, the nearest one was
Kirby Stephen.
Kirby Stevens for 250 quid.
Yeah, it's like, no.
So you would have to get a taxi there. So
Yeah.
we got a taxi here for £20.
Yeah.
And we're getting picked up in the morning.
So yeah, that was
We're
our
going to
plan.
slack back it tomorrow.
We're going to slack pack. We're going to keep the tent pitched here.
Because we want to pitch here tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, we were always aiming to go to Kelt because we like it here, rather than go all the way through to Tunhill Inn. So yeah, that's what we did. Got a taxi from Hawes to Kelt. Going to pitch up. He's going to pick us up tomorrow. We'll go back into Hawes and start the trail again, and then just have a ready-made tent set up when we come.
Yeah.
That would be nice, because apparently it's going to be raining again tomorrow. Just for a change.
Just for a change.
But yeah, that was a bit of a scrambled end to the day. So this shall be us tonight. Obviously not on the grass. There will be a tent eventually. You always have to have a plan C or D.
And we got the Guinness, because I need more iron in my body.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Heidi got a cider only because she felt sorry for me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, you don't want to be sitting there watching somebody drink themselves silly on iron. Given our slightly cheeky camp spot somewhere in this area, we got up quite nice and early to start our climb up Pennine Way, and almost immediately from about this point onwards, where there's a side trail coming in, started to get overtaken by about 100 other hikers, because it turned out it was a Three Peaks challenge that day, which we didn't know, obviously. So we were in good company all the way up Pennine Way. It was foggy again, still, which is why there isn't much footage. And this is quite a steep climb. I mean, not just steep, but there's bits of it that are proper scrambly, where you kind of have to put your sticks away for a bit and use your hands to haul yourself up. And we were a little bit worried because the rocks were quite slippy with all the fog and stuff. But it wasn't that long of a climb, and we got there all right in the end. And then you start a very, 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 very long way down. It's nice and gentle. I mean, people say, oh, it's a bit of a knee cruncher. I didn't find it problematic at all, to be honest. But it's a long, long, long way. It just doesn't seem to end. coming off Pennine until you hit Horton and Ribblesdale, where unfortunately the Tourist Information Centre and Cafe no longer exist. The owner closed them a few years back, so this has nothing to do with COVID, even though we thought it was. It's for family reasons. I don't know whether it'll ever open again. It would be a shame if it didn't, but, you know, family comes first. So we stopped at a bridge over here to have our own breakfast, and then started our very, very, very long and gentle climb out of Horton and Ribblesdale. There's not much to say, really. I mean, once you hit this area here where, you know, Lynn Gillis and all these little streams and waterfalls, it is very, very beautiful. And very gentle. I mean, you're climbing literally all the time from the moment you leave Horton and Ribblesdale, and you just don't really notice it. You join the Dalesway for a little while, and then you leave the Dalesway again, still climbing gently, and you hit this spectacular valley. And you can see on the topo map, you know, it's like a long, long bowl. And this probably would be a really lovely stretch because you have views over this valley all the time. Or you would have views over the valley if it wasn't for the fact that it was once again foggy and rainy when we went through there. So we didn't actually get to see much. But I think this would be a very nice section normally. But it's just a really long, again, straight, can't go wrong anywhere stretch following what is, I think, an old Roman road or something like that. This West Cam road. You do eventually leave it at a not terribly well waymarked point, but it is the only junction. So basically, if you hit a junction, you just turn up the hills and get through the moors until you start to drop down to civilization again. You can see Hawes from quite a while, and drop down through the fields into a place called Gale first, which is a bit unnecessary because you kind of think you're already Hawes and then find out that no, you're in another little village first. But yeah, it's not that far to Hawes, which is an incredibly busy town, and it was stupidly busy when we got there, and we were still quite wet and feeling sorry for ourselves and really wanted to just stay somewhere. But all the campsites around Hawes, this has only ever been campers only now, and with campers I mean camper vans. They don't do tent camping anymore. So we just had one of those wonderful brain freezes where we did not remember that there is actually a perfectly good campsite about 40 minutes walk out of Hawes, and we just panicked and decided to decamp via taxi to Kelt because we needed to be in Hawes first thing in the morning because we had run out of gas. Now, normally resupply, we would have just carried on hiking and picked up little bits in villages until the next bigger town and just did daily resupplies, but we needed gas, so we had to be in Hawes. There's nowhere else that sells it. Hence our slight brain fog.